Welcome back to the Kelly Counts Macros podcast, where we talk all things sustainable fat loss, strength training, and building a body you love without giving up your favorite foods like peanut butter and chocolate and popcorn. I'm Kelly, your coach for all things macros, mindset, and muscle. If you enjoy the show, take a second to follow, leave a review, and share this with a friend who needs a little extra encouragement today. This weekend, we had an amazing busy weekend. So my daughter, she made the high school volleyball team, so she had her first scrimmage. We also went to see Morgan Wallen the following week, so I felt like I was playing catch up. And we also went to the Grand in Warren, Ohio with friends to celebrate an overnight. It was so much fun. I brought the Clubhouse salsa from the Clubhouse recipe file, and everybody really enjoyed it. So, what's happening in the Clubhouse membership? We have been talking about our toughest trigger times, and hands down, nighttime is when the wheels can fall off for so many of us. So, breakfast and lunch can go perfectly, but after dinner, the snacks and the sweets and the grazing, and before you know it, calories have doubled. So, this week, I wanted to walk you through why this happens and give you a ton of real life strategies that my clients and myself have used to get control without feeling deprived. This will be part one of a two-part series. So be sure that you listen in for the second episode. So that's why we have a whole dessert section with clickable recipes inside of the Clubhouse that shoot right into our tracking app. They always hit the spot. They're easy to make. They fit into our macros. Some of the top ones are protein edible cookie dough and yummy protein packed creamy recipes, plus a peanut butter pie that is just to die for. So, why do nighttime cravings hit hard? So, after dinner, our bodies and minds are winding down physically, but mentally, we're still craving that stimulation. So, your brain gets a dopamine hit when you eat something sugary or high fat, especially in the evening when you're tired, your willpower is lower, and you're looking ready, just for comfort and or reward. It's that same feel-good chemical that spikes when you scroll social media or buy something online. That's why a cookie or a handful of chips can feel irresistible in that moment. The goal isn't to never feel that urge, it's to manage it in a way that still moves you towards your goals, aligning choices with goals. So perhaps the kids have gone to bed, or you've had a long, hard day at work. You've been stressed and you feel like you, air quote, deserve a treat, or you want ice cream or something sweet after dinner. You're always craving something sweet after a meal and you can't stop thinking about it until you eat it. So, if you're not driving, get your pen and paper, or walking, pen and paper out, because this will be fast and furious. Like I said, this is part one of a two-part series. So, strategies that actually do work. Eat later and go to bed earlier. If you're having dinner at 5:30 but staying up until 11, you've got a 5 to 6 hour gap with no food. So that's prime time for hunger to sneak in, not because you're bad at willpower, but because your body is legitimately asking for fuel after hours of being awake. When there's that much time between dinner and bedtime, cravings often grow stronger because your last meal's nutrients have already been digested. Your brain just starts seeking that quick energy source. Hello, snacks and sweets and grabbing in the pantry. You're often winding down with TV, Netflix, watching Housewives of New York City, or you're scrolling on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, which can trigger boredom or a habit of eating while you're doing these things, or perhaps it can trigger something emotionally. So, shifting dinner a bit later or moving bedtime earlier shortens that danger zone window. So, for example, if you can push dinner from 5:30 to 6:30 or 7, you'll naturally feel satisfied closer to bedtime. If you can move your bedtime up by even 30 to 45 minutes, you'll cut down on that end of the night grazing time, plus probably reduce your screen time, which we all definitely could use. It's a small timing tweak, but for many, it's enough to cut nighttime cravings in half without changing what's actually on your plate. Second tip, protein first and veggies for volume. Starting your meal with protein is one of the most simplest ways to stay satisfied longer and keep your blood sugar stable throughout the evening. Protein takes longer to digest, which means you feel fuller for hours. So hear me correctly. Protein takes longer to digest, which means you feel fuller for hours. And it helps prevent that post-meal energy crash that can lead to snacking later. So once you've eaten your protein, fill in the rest of your plate with low-calorie, high-volume veggies. Think big salads, roasted broccoli, zucchini noodles, green beans, cauliflower rice, asparagus. So these foods add bulk without adding a lot of calories, giving you a generous portion that looks and feels satisfying. Baked potatoes, potatoes in general. I love rutabaga fries. Potatoes are very satisfying, so please stop fearing the carbs in the potatoes. So you will feel fuller for longer. Protein slows down digestion, while the fiber in the veggies adds the staying powder. Okay? Steadier energy. Balanced blood sugar means fewer cravings later in the night. Built-in calorie control. You can load up your plate without going over your goals. So let me give you an example. Maybe you can start with 120 grams of grilled chicken breast, add 200 grams of roasted Brussels sprouts, and 150 grams of zucchini noodles tossed in a little bit of olive oil. You'll end up with a large, colorful plate that's filling, nutrient rich, and aligned with your goals. So eating in this order, it helps you feel satisfied sooner. So by the time you finish your plate, you're comfortably full without needing to reach for seconds or the late night snacks. Number 3, create an evening routine. I can't say this enough. The more structured your night, the less opportunity there is for mindless snacking. So a simple routine acts like a signal to your brain. Your brain likes signals. Signal the kitchen is closed. So here's how it can look. After dinner, tidy up the kitchen and turn off the lights. You can brush and floss your teeth. And this is a surprisingly powerful cue to stop eating because food just doesn't sound appealing when your mouth is feeling fresh and clean. I can remember growing up, my mom always made us fresh orange juice in the morning. And I would brush my teeth with my Colgate toothpaste, go downstairs, and then try drinking that orange juice. And oh my goodness, it was like, oh, the worst taste in the world. So anyway, not only does it taste bad, but it signals your brain that it's time to be done eating. Shower and skincare. Washing the day off can be a mental reset that shifts you from eating mode into winding down mode, not to mention self-care mode. So taking a nice long hot shower or a bath or doing your skincare routine. I have actually moved my skincare routine up most nights instead of doing it right before bed, so I'm sure that I get my skincare in. Prep for tomorrow, right? Just get ready for tomorrow. Pack lunches, lay out your clothes, put out your workout clothes, write your to-do list. This gives your hands and mind something to focus on that isn't food. If you knit or crochet, that is something you can do. Perhaps, do an adult coloring book helps, journaling helps. So just keeping those hands busy. So why do all of these work? It removes temptation physically and mentally, distancing yourself from the kitchen and cuts down on the impulse eating. It creates structure, right? That routine. It reduces decision fatigue, so you're less likely to wander to the pantry just because and grab for the Oreos or the goldfish. It signals closure. So brushing your teeth, Finishing your skincare routine sends a clear message to that brain that the eating window is over. Number 4, physically close the kitchen. When dinner is done, treat your kitchen like a store that's locking up for the night. Wash the dishes, wipe down the counters, turn off the lights. A dark, clean kitchen not only feels good, but sends a powerful visual cue that eating time is over, your body is full, and it is fueled and ready. So in the shred, we do take it a step further. We actually make a cute small little sign that says kitchen closed and put it right where you normally walk in or open a cabinet. It might sound silly, but it works because it forces you to pause before grabbing something out of habit. So why it works? Visual, right? It's a visual boundary. A dark kitchen and a clear sign break the seafood, eat food pattern. Habit interruption, right? Physically seeing the kitchen closed sign is a speed bump that makes you stop and think before snacking. A clean space. Who doesn't love a clean space? A clean mind, a tidy kitchen reduces that stress and the temptation to eat just because something is left out. I love to put on a podcast or an audiobook. My kids and my husband, they scamper after dinner, and I clean up listening to that audiobook and enjoying myself. So knowing that the space is clean and I have a clean mind and less stress, less likely to get out more food again. So you can make your sign fun or playful, something you actually enjoy putting up each night. Over time, the routine of physically closing your kitchen just becomes a mental switch that ends your eating window and makes nighttime cravings easier to manage. Now, I do want to say something here. There's no such thing as I can't eat after 8 p.m. If you've been with me a while, you know that I don't use fasting or eating windows, even though I'm saying that. I just mean that, you're done eating for the day, you're full, you've hit all your macros, and you're ready to go to bed and wind down. Number 5, a hunger check. Before you automatically reach for a snack, you need to take a pause. A pause is so simple, but not always easy. And ask yourself, am I actually hungry, or am I either bored, stressed, anxious? Is this a habit, or looking for comfort? So this quick self-check helps you to separate true physical hunger from emotional or situational eating. So physical hunger builds gradually. It's felt in your stomach and can be satisfied by a balanced meal or snack. But emotional or situational hunger comes on suddenly. It's often tied to a craving for a specific food and may still leave you wanting more even after you eat that. So if it's true hunger, choose a high protein, balanced snack. If it's emotional or habit based, find another outlet. Take a walk, drink water, drink tea, journal, do a quick chore, or simply change your environment. I have a client, Shelly, who keeps cleaning supplies underneath her sink. And when she's feeling emotional or feeling like she's doing it out of habit, she starts cleaning. So that definitely works for her. So I'm glad to share that with everybody. And if that's you too, try it. See if it works getting out the cleaning supplies and cleaning something. These habits work because it interrupts the autopilot eating by inserting a moment of awareness. It reduces unnecessary calories from mindless snacks, and it teaches you to respond to your body's cues, not just emotions or habits. So, pro tip. Keep a short distraction list somewhere visible in the kitchen. I call this my to-do list, or on your phone. So when you realize it's not real hunger, you already have something to go to. So if you're bored, there's really no reason for adults to be bored. We have lots of things to do. So take a look at that distraction list, that to-do list, and already have a go-to alternative ready. Number 6, create friction with packaged snacks. So make the less helpful choice harder to grab. Put the chips and the chocolate chip cookies and the peanut butter cups in a high cabinet. in the pantry behind other items or even in a different room. So you have to pause and think before getting them. And at the same time, make the better choice the easy choice. Keep fresh fruit out on the counter, have Greek yogurt in the fridge, have cut up veggies front and center in the fridge so they're the first thing you see when you open the door. And this simple swap in visibility and accessibility can make a huge difference in what you reach for at night. This is the next one. Plan a protein yogurt bowl. I cannot say this enough. If you plan a yogurt bowl before bed, if you train in the evening or even have higher calorie needs, a pre-bed protein bowl can help with recovery, satiety, help keep nighttime cravings in check, obviously supports muscle repair while you sleep, and a well-balanced bowl gives you a satisfying treat that fits your goal. So why it works, right? Protein before bed helps repair and build muscle overnight. Hunger control, the slow digestion of dairy protein, especially casein, keeps you full through the night. Having, right, a routine, a planned evening snack makes you less likely to grab unplanned higher calorie foods. So how do you build it? I start with the protein base, right? Start with 150 to 200 grams of non-fat Greek yogurt or a dairy-free high protein yogurt. Stir in 15 to 20 grams of your favorite protein powder for extra protein and flavor. You can do some sort of a fruit topping like 50 grams or 100 grams of berries or some chopped apple or some sliced banana. And then you always need a little bit of crunch. So 10 to 15 grams of a high protein granola. We have an amazing granola inside of the clubhouse. It is a crowd pleaser. Add some crushed nuts or some slivered almonds or seeds for texture. And then you can add any flavor extras. I like to add dark cocoa powder. You can do cinnamon, a sugar-free syrup, maybe Mio drops, a drizzle of honey, whatever you love, whatever you have room for. So, you could do a berry crunch like a Greek yogurt plus vanilla protein powder plus blueberries plus cinnamon plus that clubhouse granola. You could do a peanut butter banana split one, Greek yogurt plus chocolate protein powder plus banana slices plus 5 grams of peanut butter drizzle, which I love to warm my peanut butter up in the microwave a little bit and then drizzle it on. Maybe an apple pie bowl, right? Your protein yogurt, your vanilla protein powder, some diced apple, cinnamon, and then you can do, maybe 5 grams of crushed walnuts and you have an apple pie bowl. So this planned high protein treat works especially well if you know you're a night snacker. It replaces just that random grazing with something delicious. It is balanced and it is aligned with your goals. We have 2 more here that I want to go over. So I talked a little bit about the casein protein. So casein protein at night. Casein, it's a little bit more slow digesting protein, which just means it releases amino acids into your system over several hours instead of all at once. So the slower digestion can help you feel fuller for longer and keep nighttime hunger from waking you up or pulling you towards those snacks that are calling your name in the pantry. You can mix it into a shake with either water or milk. You can use unsweetened vanilla almond milk. You can stir it into the Greek yogurt like we talked about and make just a thick pudding treat. Or even, blend it into the hot chocolate for a cozy, filling drink before bed. It's especially helpful, if you train in the evening or maybe you have like a longer stretch between dinner and sleep. Many of my clients love it because it satisfies that I want a dessert feeling, but it also works to protect your muscle while you sleep and gets that protein in. Number 8, and the last one that we are going to talk about tonight. So this is called maintenance days, or what we use in the shred, our weekend macros. Okay. So maybe if you've been at this for a while, every couple of weeks, plan a day at maintenance calories. This isn't cheating. Everybody knows I do not like cheat meals. There's just no such things. It's a planned strategic break from your deficit that gives both your mind and your body a reset. So physically, it can help restore glycogen stores, keep your metabolism from slowing too much, and give you relief if you are constantly hungry. So, and mentally, it's huge for motivation because you get to enjoy more food without the guilt, which makes it easier to stick with your deficit the rest of the time. So, this is exactly why we do weekend macros in the shred. It allows for more fun foods, more pizza, more high noons, more beer, more chicken wings. So instead of white knuckling your way through every single day, you have a higher calorie day built right in. Of course, it's usually over the weekend, and that's why we use the weekend macros. I give you 2 days, and you can use them any 2 days that you want. It doesn't have to be Friday and Saturday or Saturday and Sunday. So you can enjoy a dinner out, special event, favorite meal, and still make progress. It teaches you that you don't have to be perfect every day to see results, that this is not a diet, and that flexibility is what makes this sustainable long term. So that is all for this week. Please stay tuned for next week. This week inside of the clubhouse, we made a green bean casserole light. It was so good. We are into garden season and the fresh garden veggies, so green beans. Hardly any calories in green beans, but we made this creamy, flavorful, and it just gives you that comfort food vibe with a lighter twist so it fits your macros. Not only does it work for when you have fresh veggies from the garden, but it's great for around Thanksgiving time if you like that green bean casserole that Aunt Susie makes. This week on Instagram, we celebrated Destiny. She's absolutely been crushing her workouts. Those popping biceps and abs. Head over and take a look at her hard work and consistency. So if nighttime cravings are your kryptonite, pick one or two of these strategies to try this week. Don't try to overhaul all at once. Consistency comes from mastering those small changes over time. If you need more accountability, I would love for you to sign up for the shred. The link will be in the show notes. The shred, it opens on September 2nd. The shred is my signature 8-week program designed to help you drop fat, reveal muscle, and finally feel confident in your own skin, all while eating the foods that you love. You'll get custom macros, weekly check-ins, workouts. I'm pairing with my sister, Kate Danowski at Train with Kate, so you can do them at home or at her gym, and the accountability you need to stick with it. So it's the exact framework that you need, gets incredible results without extremes. So that link will be in the show notes. Hop on it so you don't miss out and don't miss your spot. Share this episode with a friend who's battling nighttime snacking. And remember, you're always doing better than you think you are.